Yes, good afternoon, good evening, good morning everyone. Welcome back to Football Heritage TV. What is next for Ange Postecoglou's Tottenham Hotspur? What is next for Daniel Levy's Tottenham Hotspur? The day after winning a Europa League with a magnificent defensive display, a magnificent show of togetherness from all of the players. Ange as well got it spot on. But now the dust will settle in the next few days. And then the real work starts. There's no time for sleeping. There's no time for resting. So what happens next? Now, where is this video inspired from? Well, not just from winning the Europa League, but our beloved leader, Daniel Levy. The man, the myth, the legend, Daniel Levy, Daniel Coys. In his thank you speech to the players and to the staff, he said, "Thank you, you've created history. This is the first time in 41 years that we've won the Europa League." And he's bang on. Well done, Daniel. Then Daniel Levy said, "You have got us back on the path, and this should lead us back onto the path where we want to be, at the very top of football." Listen to those words again. For where we want to be at the very top of football. Now, when I watch that as somebody that hasn't been a fan of Daniel Levy's work, I'm not somebody who blames him for everything. I am somebody that thinks a lot of these finals that managers have failed to get us over the line, and that's where I get maximum respect to Ange Postecoglou, because he didn't fail to get us over the line like many others did. But what I do hold Daniel Levy responsible for is this. We've qualified for the Champions League, 7 or 8 times now. I believe this is the 8th time, maybe the 7th time, that we have qualified for Champions League football under Daniel Levy's reign. Brilliant. And what has he done every single time Tottenham get Champions League football? We go out and have subpar windows where the players we bring in are not Champions League quality. They're always youngsters. They're always up-and-coming players. 15 million here. Untried players that have maybe had one decent year like an Ndombele or a Lo Celso. Ryan Sessegnon came in when we got Champions League. So did Jack Clark. So did Richarlison. And the list goes on and on and on and on. But if Daniel Levy is serious about really, really getting us back to the top of football, that's Liverpool. That's Man City. That's where Chelsea were, where Arsenal used to be, when they used to win things. But more recently, that's City and Liverpool. That's winning league titles is the top of football. That's winning Champions Leagues. If you're going to talk like that, you need to have some transfer nous. You need to put not only your money where your mouth is, but you need to put the salary bracket up. You need to put your salaries where your mouth is as well. Now, everybody knows I'm not the biggest Ange Postecoglou fan. If Ange Postecoglou stays, or if a new manager comes in, whoever it is, Daniel Levy needs to back them, to back up his own words, to back up his own statement. If Ange Postecoglou stays, I say fair enough, well done for winning the Europa League. Go and prove me wrong that you can do it in multiple competitions, not just in the Europa League. But that's a story for another day. Let's assume that Ange stays. What are you giving him? What are you giving him, Daniel Levy? Now, yes, I can have the conversation another time about how tactically inept I think that Ange has been in the league, whilst being very tactically superb in the Europa League. But that's not what we're talking about today. Where can Ange take this team if he is backed? Will those tactics work with top players? Will Daniel Levy give Ange Postecoglou top footballers? What level can we go to? Because we can all sit here and say we want world class, but world class players probably not going to just sign for Spurs because we've won Europa League. But there are players out there. Paulinho from Bayern Munich. Players like Ryan Cherky. Players like Sanset from Athletic Bilbao. Buena from Spain. Players like this. Jonathan David would be a great addition to the squad as a natural goal scorer. maybe an Mbuemo, a Vissa, maybe an Eze. These types of footballers that take you from there to there. Because listen, what I don't want to do, and I'm sure none of you do either, we don't want to rest on our laurels. We've won that Europa League. We've got back in the Champions League. But this time must be different. This time we must not go in and say, oh, we'll buy people like Richarlison or a really old Perisic or an up-and-coming Jed Spence. This time we've got to show we mean business. No more 18-year-olds. We don't need any more kids. No more Archie Grays. I don't want Harry Gray from Leeds. We don't need any more Bergvals. We've got Bergval. We've got Gray. We've got Odegaard. We don't need Tell. Go out there and buy some top players. Go out there and buy some players that makes other teams go, Spurs are serious. Spurs have won that trophy and they are kicking on. Then maybe we all unite a bit better. Maybe then the Levy out, the Ange out movements, not saying everyone's in a movement, but maybe all of those movements start to die down a little bit. I include myself in that. I've been very much Ange out. Maybe that changes for me. It hasn't at the moment. Maybe it does in the future. Maybe some of the Daniel Levy out people, maybe their stance softens. If you see him opening his checkbook, paying those wages, it's okay paying £60 million for footballers, but for £60 million, I don't want Richarlisons, I don't want Solankis. You need better. You can't go in to Champions League campaigns with Solanke, Johnson, Tell, Odegaard. You can't. You've got to have that next level. So Daniel Levy, what are you going to do? Ange, can you cope with the better players? I'm not saying he can't. I'm just asking a question before people go mad at me. But what are you going to do, Daniel? You've turned around and said to get back to the top of football. Do it then. Shut everyone up. Do it then. Ange has got us over the line by hook or crook. I don't have to like him, but I can respect him massively. But now do your bit, Daniel. Now do your bit. Put your money where your mouth is. So I'm asking you this question to round off this video. Who believes that he will put his money where his mouth is? Who believes that Daniel Levy has that ambition? Who believes that he's learned? Who believes that this trophy has made him go, you know what, there's something here. You know what, we can kick on. Let me know your thoughts. I'm sceptical because of the 24 to 25 years of history. But could Daniel Levy change? Let's see. Daniel, put your money where your mouth is and let's go. Well done to Ange. Well done to the players. A great time to be a Spurs fan. And now we can actually have some chest going onto some YouTube channels. Spurs are the champions of Europe. Take care, everyone. Let me know what you think. See you later.